two top achievers of the class of 2022, Thando Tshabalala, head boy at St Benedict, and Teagan Vincent. She is from Holy Rosary School. To both of you, well done, and thank you very much for making time to speak to us. Let's start with you, Thando. How's the feeling?
It feels extremely surreal. Sure. I'm quite nervous actually coming into this week, and especially the countdown to the results. But after having received them, it just feels like the job is done now, and it feels like I've achieved each and everything that I'd wanted to achieve. So definitely, it's a surreal moment.
We're going to come back to exactly what your marks looked like. Teagan, let's come to you. How does it feel? And talk to us about those results. What exactly did you obtain?
Well, good morning, and first of all, thank you for having me. It's both an honor and a privilege. I agree with what Thando said. It is beyond achievable and beyond real to even think I could have achieved this. It's a mix of emotions, both joy and nerves and exciting times, but also know that a new chapter is coming about, and with that there's a certain mourning process and sadness. But yes, a mix of emotions, but mostly joy and just satisfaction.
Yeah, let's talk about your results. So, what exactly did you obtain?
I got a full house of distinctions, 7 distinctions. I was in the top 1% of the IEB in both history and life sciences, and I was in the top 5% of all candidates in 5 or more subjects, including a distinction in life orientation.
Wow, 7 distinctions. Thando,
Yes.
how did you do?
So I got a total of 4 distinctions, and I'm in the top 1% in the IEB for life orientation.
4 distinctions. Wow, guys.
Yeah.
Thando, so where are you planning to go next? I thought I heard you before we came on air saying that you are preparing for university. Which one?
Stellenbosch University.
Why Stellenbosch?
I think I've almost run my course with Joburg, and I almost want to branch out into living life on my own, and I think there's no better way than to start this next chapter and, develop and grow more independently than starting life in a brand new province.
Sure.
So part and parcel with that, but also the scenery in Stellenbosch. I know it's next to none here in South Africa, so it'd be nice to get to study with a bit of a view.
Sure. Completely different environment from the hustle and bustle in Johannesburg. Teagan, are you also planning to leave us for Stellenbosch?
No, I'm in fact the opposite of Thando. I have only applied to the University of Wits or to the University of Pretoria. I plan to stay in Joburg.
Well done, and that's a good choice. I'm just saying that too. I'm saying that to spite Thando next door to you. So talk to me, Teagan, about what you plan to study towards, because this is a very impressive set of results you've obtained. What do you wish for versus what the parents wish for?
Well, first of all, my parents have always been on the same page with me. They have been my biggest support, and they've always supported me in all the decisions I've made. I love math at school, and I decided when I chose my subjects in grade 9, I would like to go somewhat of the numbers route. So I've decided for now, and I've applied to BCom Accounting Sciences at my 2 choice universities, and hopefully I can get in there and start that journey.
And if and when you do obtain that particular degree, what does that make you? What would the line of work be?
I would hopefully write my boards, and then I would be a qualified CA of South Africa, and then be a full-time accountant. I like routine, and I like being organized, and I think that's where my achievements and marks come from, and I think I'd be well suited to that degree.
Wow. Thando, let's talk about you. So Teagan wants to be an accountant. You?
Actually the same. I'm actually sitting in the office room of Mer Johannesburg, where I'm actually doing my vacation work in preparation for my studies that will follow on later on in Feb, learning a bit more on the job. So I'm the same as Teagan, the accounting route to hopefully branch off into being a qualified chartered accountant in South Africa.
Wow. So, guys, talk to me about how you prepared for these exams. Just how difficult was it? You heard me saying in the introduction earlier that yours would have been the difficult years of COVID. So we started with 2020, the year 2020. So you would have been right in the thick of it as you were making your way up to grade 12. Teagan, how has the journey been for you?
It's definitely been a journey of both high and lows, and I 100% agree with you that COVID was a major factor. But I did enjoy online school, which was a bonus for me. But I think grit, stamina, determination, and motivation certainly are 4 words that sum it up for me. And I think perseverance, especially on days when you're a bit low or you feel you can't carry on, those definitely carried me through. And I think having a good support system. But the hours I've put in 7 days a week have certainly been worth it for the output that I've received.
Yeah. Thando, your journey, how has it been? And I don't want to poison your mind with factoring in load shedding, but I suspect you did experience it at some point.
Yes. Funny enough, I remember last year, sorry, the New Year's, but in 2021, when the matrics of 2021 had sat down to write their matric finals, I remember there was constant load shedding. And I remember telling myself that I really, really hope this doesn't happen in our matric year. But unfortunately, Murphy's Law, it happened more frequently than they actually had to endure. It was a bit of a challenge, I won't lie. But I do think sticking to a routine and downloading apps definitely helped in the process, because I was able to almost plan around my studying so that when it came time to the load shedding, I'd take those moments as a bit of a self-care kind of moment, or perhaps maybe I can take a nap or revise and just take a break. You know, when the load shedding, when the electricity decides to take a break, then I want to take a break. But it's been quite the journey. It's been quite the journey.
Sure. Let me wind it up now. Teagan, I'm going to play a little bit of a devil's advocate here. So both of you want to be accountants. But what if I said to you that in all probability, the best paying job in South Africa would in all likelihood be an engineer who could fix the problems at Eskom? So why not the route of engineering?
I didn't actually enjoy physical science in grade 9, and I chose not to take physical science, so that closed off the engineering route to me. And I did look at the engineering route at the time, but I didn't feel it was well suited to me or that it was something I would enjoy. And I think happiness above all, especially in an age in society where mental health is so important, I think was important to me, and I knew that I wouldn't want to do that career, and I think that was my reasoning behind it. Yeah.
Thando? How would the prospect of being an Eskom CEO, what does it sound like to you, or are you still determined to become an accountant?
So, funny enough, me wanting to go into the chartered accountancy profession is actually because of the diversity available within the profession itself. The end goal is actually to be a CFO or a CEO, and I've seen, especially with the research I've conducted on LinkedIn, that many CEOs actually have a finance background, and there's no better finance background than a chartered accountancy degree and CASA behind your name. So that was actually the brainchild behind me going into chartered accountancy. So being an accountant is not necessarily the destination, merely just a bridge into hopefully being CFO of Discovery one day, or CEO of Eskom.
Well answered by the both of you. Can I tell you that you probably are overlooking a profession that you both would be best at, and that is to be spin doctors. The way you have answered around that engineering question, well done to both of you, and congratulations for what you have obtained.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Teagan, Vincent, and Thando Tshabalala. And they have both obtained fantastic results. Well done to the class of 2022.